Hi students, welcome to the online class. So today we are going to discuss about chapter 6 control structures. So already we have studied about types of statements and control structure. So today we are going to discuss about types of alternative statement or branching statement. There are three different types of alternative statements. What are they? There are three different types of alternative statements are there. First one is simple if statement. The next one is if else statement. Then third one is if elif statement, or we can call it as nested if statement. So these things you might have studied in 11th standard in C++ language. So the same thing here we are going to learn. So first of all we learn about simple if. What is mean by simple if? It is the simplest of all decision making statements. So which is the easiest one, which is the simplest one means in the name itself we have simple if statement. So here the simple if statement is the simplest of all decision making statements. So here how the syntax will be? The syntax will be if, the keyword if should be used. Students, you should keep it in your mind whenever we are creating the program, whenever we are writing the program, all the keywords should be used in small letters, that is lower case. So what is the syntax? If condition. So we want to use the condition. The condition should be given within the parenthesis. It should be given within the parenthesis. So what is mean by condition? See, the condition should be in the form of logical or relational expression. That means we should use logical operators or we can use relational operators. So let's see the syntax again. If condition. So whenever we use the condition in the Python programming, we want to use colon. In C++ language you have studied that there will be no colon after the condition. There will be no semicolon, like that you have studied. But in Python it is somehow different. So whenever we use condition, the colon should be used with the condition. Or else we can say whenever we use if statement, we want to use colon. Right? Then so when the condition, after the condition is executed, if the condition is true, what will happen? The statement will be executed. So here, if the condition is true, statement will be executed. Then you might ask another question. Sir, when the condition becomes false, what will happen? See, simple if does not contains that particular else part. There is no else part in if statement. Whenever we use simple if, the condition should be true. When the condition is true, statement is executed. Otherwise, the statement which is following the first statement will be executed. That means after the particular statement, whatever you have given as true condition, after that the statement will be executed. Or else you just simply understand that whenever the condition is true, the statement is executed. Let's see an example. If a less than or equal to 5. So here we have used an operator less than or equal to. So this is relational operator. Here we are checking the variable and then value. We are comparing the variable and the value. If a is less than or equal to 5, then what will happen? The statement a is less than or equal to 5 will be executed. For example, you just think that if the a value is 3, a is less than or equal to 5. Now substitute 3 instead of a. If 3 less than or equal to 5, then what will happen? Already 3 is less than 5. So automatically the a is less than or equal to 5. This particular statement will be printed on the screen. Can you understand, students? So this is simple if statement. Simple if statement means it is the simplest of all decision making statements. When we compare all the statements, which is very easy, which is very simple, simple if statement is very easy. That is the simplest one. Here the condition should be true. If the condition is true, the statement will be executed. Right. Now we are going for the another explanation. So already you might have studied what is mean by condition. So again I am giving you a clear cut thing about condition. What does mean by condition? Condition which contains a variable, a relational operator and a value. So these three things will be available there. Then that is called as condition. Otherwise it is not called condition. So the condition always contains a variable with a relational operator, or it may contain some logical operator also. So relational operator and a value. So here always the variable is compared with the value. So it is used to check the variable and the value with the operator. So there I have given an example, a less than or equal to 5. In this example, a less than or equal to 5 is a condition. It checks whether a is less than or equal to 5. Right. Now we can see a real-time example. We can go for a program to check the age is eligible for voting. So what is the program? So in the examination point of view, they will ask you to write a program, create a program, Python program, or else write a Python program to check the age is eligible for voting or not. Like that they will ask you to create a program, to write a program. So for that particular purpose, I have given you a real example. So x equal to, so here there is no declaration statements. Like C++ language, in Python program, we no need to declare the variables. So straight away we are going to use the variable x. X equal to int. And then we are going to use the input function. And then inside the input function, we have given you the string, or else we can say the text. What should be entered? Enter your age. So whenever the user is entering the age will be assigned to the variable x. The age value is assigned to the variable x. So now x contains some value. For example, you can take any value, 13, 14, 21, like that, any value. So if x is greater than or equal to 18, so what will happen? Print, you are eligible for voting. So if the x value is greater than 18, then automatically statement you are eligible for voting will be printed. For example, if the condition becomes false, then what will happen? Then automatically when the condition becomes false, so the Python interpreter will be displayed on the screen. So that's what they have given us an 2 output. I have given 2 output. So first output you see, enter your age. So what is the age they have given? 34. So whenever it checks the condition 34 greater than or equal to 18, what will happen? You are eligible for voting. But whenever we give the age as 16, now what happens? No output. So no output is represented by the Python interpreter symbol. So this particular symbol represents Python interpreter. Right. I think you might have understood, but I can show you in a real-time example. I can show you in a practical manner. Let's see in a practical manner. So we want to open Python programming. So we want to click Start menu. Then you can go with all programs. Then you can see IDLE Python. So here they have given Python 3.7. And then we want to choose IDLE Python 3.7. So whenever we click this, so automatically the Python interactive mode will be opened. Then you can press Ctrl+N to create a script mode programming, to create a new file. Right. Now we are going to type x equal to int input enter your age. So next, when we press enter key to go to the next line, if x greater than or equal to 18. So after giving that, we want to give colon, then print. What we are going to print? You are eligible for voting. So we are going to, after typing this, we want to press Ctrl+S keyboard shortcut to save the file. So I am going to save everything in D:, and then I am going to create a folder programs. In that particular folder I am going to save eligible for voting. So .py is not needed, but when you give .py, that is also not a problem. So you don't need to give the extension. Extension is taken by the Python program in a default manner. So after saving the file, you can see the file name is shown here, eligible for voting. So if you want to run the program, press F5. So whenever we press F5, it asks you the age. So I am going to give 34. So automatically what it shows? You are eligible for voting. So again I am just moving to the file. Again when I press F5, so when I give 17 or 16, what it shows? So no output. So it shows Python interpreter. Can you see the symbol? The Python interpreter. Right. Now we come to the next topic, if else statement. Right. Already we have discussed about if statement. Now we are going to discuss about if else statement. So what is mean by if else statement? So it is the next level of simple if. So here we have two options. See, when the condition is true, so we are going to execute statement block 1. When the condition is false, we are going to execute statement block 2. But in if condition, there is only one way, only true block alone. There is no false block. But in if else, we have two way based on the condition. It transfers the control to true block or false block. So either we are going to execute true block or false block. We are not going to execute both. So I think you can see the flow chart. By seeing the flow chart, you can understand clearly the control is transferred to statement block 1 or statement block 2, right, based on the condition. Then automatically it goes for exit, right. Now we see the syntax. If condition, if the condition is true, what will happen? True block statement will be executed. It may be one statement or one or more statement. But when the condition becomes false, so it automatically travel to else block. So else block means there is no condition. Straight away it executes the false block. Right? I think you can see the colon in the condition as well as in if statement as well as else statement. So this you should keep it in your mind clearly. At all times, if statement contains colon as well as else also contains the colon. Right. Now see the example. If a less than or equal to 5. So when the condition is true, what it means? A is less than or equal to 5. But when the a value is greater than 5, the condition becomes false. So automatically it goes for else. So we can print as a is not less than or equal to 5. It is greater than or equal to 5. I think this is a simple example. You can understand clearly. So if the condition is true, true block. If the condition becomes false, false block. So we are going to execute only either one block, not both. Right. Now we are going to see the another example. So to check which number is bigger, I think this is a very simple program. From this you can understand easily. So first of all, we are going to get one number, enter any number. So that number is stored in A first. So whenever we give the number, any one first number, that number will be stored in A. Then second number will be stored in B. Now we are going to check if A is greater than B. So if A is greater than B, what it means? So print A is bigger. So we are going to print that A value is bigger. But when the A value is less than B, then automatically the condition becomes false. So automatically we are going for else block. So we are printing B is bigger. Now you can see they have given two input. First value is 5, second value is 6. So now what will happen? 5 greater than 6. The condition will be 5 greater than 6. Is it true or false? 5 is not greater than 6. So condition becomes false. False means print B is bigger. What is the value of B? 6. So 6 is bigger will be printed on the screen. Now we can go for I think you can understand this easiest program to check which number is bigger. We can go for another example. I think all of you have studied this odd number or even number. You know very well. So in this particular thing, we can take it as another example for if else. Right. I am going to ask you a general question. What is odd number? What is even number? Whenever we ask this question in the class, most of the students, they will say that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Sir, these numbers are called even numbers. Then another boy will say, sir, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Sir, these are all called odd numbers. But what I asked, what is odd number? What is even number? But most of you are saying only the number, odd numbers and the even numbers. You are not saying what is odd number, what is even number. Right. Let's go for previous standard, you might have studied in 6th or 4th or 8th standard. Whenever a number is divisible by 2, then that number is called even number. When the number is not divisible by 2, then that number is called odd number. Divisible in the sense, the remainder should be 0. When 4 is divided by 2, 2 2s are 4, the remainder becomes 0. But when 5 is divided by 2, 2 2s are 4, the remainder will be 1. So 5 is called an odd number, 4 is called as an even number. So how can we create a program to find the odd number and the even number? Right, let's take this. So we are going to get the number and then we are going to store it in A. Then A percentage 2. This percentage operator you might have studied in previous lesson. Modulo division in 11th standard also you have studied modulo division, modulus operator. So we are going to use this modulus operator to get the remainder alone. So when the number is divided by 2, we get the remainder. If the remainder is equal to 0, then that is called even number. If the remainder is not equal to 0, then that number is called as an odd number. I think you can understand this. Let's see the output. What is the input they are given? 56. So whenever 56 is divided by 2, so automatically it becomes 0. The remainder will be 0 because 28 times 28 into 2, 56. So the remainder will be 0. But when you go for 67, 67 means 33 times. So 66. So the remainder will be 1. So if the condition is false, so automatically it goes for else part. Automatically it shows 67 is an odd number. Right. I can show you in a practical manner. Let's see in a practical manner. So we are going for the practical. So control plus n, new file. So I am going to create a program a equal to int and then input, enter any number, enter a number. Then I am going to check if a percentage 2 is equal to 0. So I want to use colon. So if the number is equal to 0, a is an even number. A is an even number. Then else part. So we want to use colon in else. Print B is an odd number. Right. Now I have created the program. I want to save the program. So control plus S. So odd or even. Extension we no need to give. So after when I press enter key, you can see the file name odd or even. So if I press F5, so it shows the screen, enter a number. So it asks about enter a number. I am giving 54. So it shows 54 is an even number. Now again I just press F5. So if I give 3, now what will happen? Whether 3 is an odd number or even number? 3 is an odd number. So here it shows name B is not given. I think I have done one particular error. So I have printed instead of, you see here, I have not yet used B as a variable, but I have given as B. So I should erase this and then I should change it as A. So when I press F5 again, it shows 3, sorry, it shows the output. enter a number. If I give 3, now it shows 3 is an odd number. I think last time I have done a mistake. From this you can understand how the errors can be corrected or how the errors will be shown. So here it shows name error. So what is the name error? Name B is not defined. So B is a variable which is not defined. I have used only one variable in the program, that is A. But when I print odd number, I have given, instead of A, I have given B. So that error is shown here. Right? I think you understood this in a practical manner. Now we can go to the another topic. Alternate method for if-else statement. Alternate method for if-else statement. What is the alternate method for if-else? Instead of giving one or more statements, we can give in one particular line. Instead of giving more than 2 or 3 lines, the if-else statement can be given in one particular line. How? So the syntax is, so variable equal to variable 1, then we want to use if condition else variable 2. I think you might have some confusion. Sir, what is this? We are giving in one single line variable equal to variable 1, if condition else variable 2. Sir, how this will be executed? So they are giving you an answer. So here after the equal to, the concept, the syntax starts. How? Here first of all it checks the condition. If the condition is true, variable 1 is assigned to variable. Again I repeat, if the condition is true, variable 1 is assigned to variable, right? But if the condition is false, variable 2 is assigned to variable. See this, they have given the line. The condition specified in the if is checked. If it is true, the value of variable 1 is stored in the variable. Otherwise, variable 2 is assigned to the variable. So the if-else statement is given in a single line. So let's see an example. I think the same odd or even is given as an example. A is equal to int input, enter any number. Then I have used another variable x. So here x stores whether the number is even or odd. So x equal to even if a percentage 2 is equal to 0, else odd. So here what happens? First of all we are going to give the number, and then number is stored in a. Then the number is divisible by 2, it checks. If the number is divisible by 2, that is when the remainder becomes 0, even is assigned to x. Again I repeat, if the number is equal to 0, that is if a is divisible by 2, if the remainder is equal to 0, even is assigned to x. Otherwise, odd is assigned to x. Now they are print a is x. So the a may be even number or odd number. Now let's see the previous example. So if we give 3 is an odd number. If I give 22, it shows 22 as even. I think I can show you in a practical manner. Let's see in a practical manner. So I am going to open the Python. So this is the script mode. I am using Ctrl+N to open a new file. So a equal to int input, enter a number. Enter a number. So I am entering the number. Then next, x equal to even if a percentage 2 is equal to 0, else odd. So a equal to int input, enter a number, x equal to even if a percentage 2 is equal to 0, else odd. So now I am going for printing statement. Print x is, a is x. So now I am saving this. Alternate method. Method for if else. So when I press F5, so it asks me the number. So here I can show you again. So when I press F5, so it asks me the number. If I give 3, it shows 3 is odd. If I press again F5, it asks me the number. So if I give 4, it shows 4 is even. So whatever the number I give, the number will be either odd number or even number. In single line itself, we can complete the if else statement. See, x equal to even if a is a percentage 2 is equal to 0, else odd. So this is the alternate method for if else statement. I think most of you might have understood all these concepts. So today we have discussed the 3 topics: if statement, if else statement, and then alternate method for if else statement. So thus we can end the class. Thank you, students.